experiences. And there's a 40-year-old Derby first-timer in the other goal too. David Seaman is fit, and City are unchanged. Giggs for Scholes. Keane. Gary Neville outside of him. Scholes. Keane kept moving. Touch back for Cleverson. Touched in for Keane. Touched out for Gary Neville. Aimed in by Neville for Scholes! Local boy. Red hair, red shirt. Manchester United lead the neighbours by a Paul Scholes goal to nil. A goal from a man who lives this fixture, who loves this fixture, who has become a fixture in the Manchester United first 11 and whose return to their Premiership first 11 proves to be a telling one. Kevin Keegan has never lost a league derby throughout his managerial career. O'Shea slipped away from Sonji Hai. Beyond Van Nistelrooy, out by Distin. First time return from Gary Neville. Keane. Cleverson. Van Nistelrooy. Giggs. I don't know whether there might have been a shout there against Richard Dunn. There certainly was a shout to Ryan Giggs to thump it into the roof of the net. He thumped it into the roof of the stand. O'Shea. Neville. Scholes misread the pass and Fowler pounced on it. And it spooned up off Ferdinand and Howard saw it over. He's had very little to do, the American goalkeeper, but Robbie Fowler, with a little assistance here from Rio Ferdinand, and in the first instance from Phil Neville's back pass, caused him to backpedal, arch and touch it over with some elasticity. That's a very good save. Dunn lost it to Scholes. Van Nistelrooy one way, Giggs the other. Manchester United flying forward in numbers. Ruud Van Nistelrooy scores. He's not fussy. From right round the continent, from right next door, they come here and they suffer at the hands of Ruud Van Nistelrooy. Richard Dunn's was the calamitous error. From that point on, United always had one man over, and the one man over was always likely to be the Dutch centre-forward, who scores and scores and scores again. And with half-time still 10 minutes away more, you fancy the derby may be won. Done for Distin. Fowler went upright, Phillips went in, and Howard smothered. Just a sniff of a chance for City towards half-time. There's been a scarcity of opportunity around the Manchester United penalty area. One of them has to fly in. Here's Wright Phillips. Nutmegging Scholes, and taking on Phil Neville, and scoring! That is some goal from Shaun Wright-Phillips. And what it does is it turns the game into a contest again. Moments to dream of. Nutmegging Paul Scholes. Running away from Phil Neville and finding half a yard in the corner that didn't seem to exist. Old Trafford is stunned by that. Paul Scholes perhaps a little embarrassed, Shaun Wright-Phillips truly uplifted, and City back in the game. Neville. Cleverson. Down the line for Keane. Sommet. Gary Neville. On by Van Nistelrooy, in goes Giggs. It took about 20 minutes to cross the line, and when it did from Ryan Giggs' point of view, it did so on the wrong side of the post. Giggs, held up by Wright Phillips. Keane. Gary Neville. Cleverson. Led by Bartley. Phil Neville. Ryan Giggs. Paul Scholes. Ruud van Nistelrooy. And away by Dunn. Well, if David Seaman's got a touch on that, it is a world-class save. Van Nistelrooy was bound to score. Neville. Cleverson. Scholes! Old Redhead's done it again. And all of David Seaman's heroics are for naught. David Seaman has no reason for self-blame here. Scholes put in Van Nistelrooy, and his fingers turned it onto the post quite miraculously. But no miracle was going to get in the way of Paul Scholes thumping for it. Sunji High, McManaman. Sunji High. And then Ronaldo for Anelka! That's a top save from Howard. He had at least half your mortgage on the Frenchman there. Ferdinand was uncertain. Ronaldo was out of his mind. But Howard was out of his goal mouth in a tries to save it. High. McManaman. Fine save. McManaman's poise and patience was excellent. Waited for it to hit the sweet spot. By then Howard had his feet moving. Level for Giggs. Giggs on for Van Nistelrooy, and Van Nistelrooy on for Scholes, who's on a hat-trick here. Paul Scholes! Good strong wrist from Seaman. And those who are ready to pension off David Seaman have found their argument weakened by a very strong display from the 40-year-old today. Wright Phillips. Shays had to yield the corner. Dunn's header off the line by Scholes. Makes his hat-trick. He scored two and he saved one. Dunn with the original header. Anelka inside the 6-yard box. And Scholes from off the line. He can do no wrong. And a good shout too by the referee's assistant, who concurred with Scholes' interpretation. It's United. Not quite by the streak that seemed likely at half-time, but by enough to ensure that the streets of Manchester will again be